Everybody, Anthony here from the Hinkel Homestead, and we're doing a little bit of cleaning up on my 3 set of Chisos boots I have here tonight. Because like I've said in previous videos, I wear them twice as much as I do my other boots, mainly because of quality and comfort more than anything else. So like I said, I'm not sponsoring anything by Chisos, but I do like to promote great quality products when I do. So go ahead and start off, and if I do any of these wrong, y'all please tell me, because I do my best of what has worked for me. But before I do that, this is just me calling out some of my friends. My friends Phil and Alicia, they went out and got this one the other day. I don't have any idea where they got it from, but it's called Sunday Boots Leather and Lining. And in case y'all see my videos, I always like to have some form of a nice candle going when I am working on any of my boots, leather, or hats. We'll get to smelling on that here in a minute. All right, well, first thing first, and I have to constantly look up this to make sure rules ain't changed on it, anything like that. And y'all please tell me if there's a better way y'all have out there doing this, but I'm gonna pull up my Roughouts first, because they're supposed to be the easiest. Now, I've read on here you don't put conditioner, anything on here. All you do is take a brush and you sit here and you just do this. Because they say that the sweats and the oils, man, I wish I could have done that. There's like some blackness here on the one side of this. And I was sitting there brushing, it came right off. No, but what I was reading about Roughouts was that the oils and sweats from your feet, since a Roughout is pretty much like the reverse side of the leather that you wear on your normal boots, that it seeps into the boot, and that takes care of kind of like the oil stuff. Oop, almost caught that napkin on fire. Let's not do that. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, but you know, I'm not gonna, I'll say I've done a little bit of a stupid move. I love wearing these Roughouts, like I said, anytime I'm working on the property, where I had a little fire here yesterday, and of course I'm out there kicking things around and junk, and I get a little black smudge here and there, which this one, not as bad. One thing that a lot of y'all may not know out there, if you're new to wearing Roughouts and stuff, is when you start wearing blue jeans with them a lot, you will start to get like blue stains and stuff here around the shaft. That's not a bad thing, y'all. That's a normal thing for Roughout boots. So I guess I feel kind of bad I didn't show the before and after, but I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like now. I'm gonna make sure of this next one here, I do pick it up and show y'all. So this one, I actually do have like fire smudge all over it. Now I'll come back with a baby wiper in a minute, because I'll wipe up around. Oh my goodness. Look at that already. Just about gone. Another reason, love me some Roughouts. Well, like I said before, when I first got into wearing Cowboys, I said I will never own a pair of Roughouts. I could not stand the way they looked, and boy, I was wrong. I love the way they look, love the way they feel, and I really love how easy they are to maintain as well. Now, I still got to use a little bit of cleaner around the sole and stuff. I do that with a baby wipe stuff. I'll do that here in a little bit, but look at that now. You can't even really tell much. I mean, there's still like a little bit of there, but that's, you know, that's character building on my boot. Got to build character. All right, so I'm gonna kind of jump to segments on this. That's it for how I scrub and clean my Roughouts. Do it with a regular old boot horse brush. And y'all please tell me if there's any other way y'all are doing it out there, but it looks good. All right, I'm getting ready to jump into the next segment. We'll be right back here in just a minute. All right, everybody, Anthony here, and we're back. So got my black number 2 Chisos out, which I didn't say that before. Those Chisos that I did have in the Roughouts, number 2s, that's all I'll wear are the number 2s because I wear their wides. So I kind of want to tell you a little bit before I get into cleaning it too much, kind of like the walkthrough I go on this. I know I've done it in some other video segments, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't do that. I always take a baby wipe to wipe my dust off. I got so much stuff that's up here on my property that gets all over in these boots and stuff. I wipe that down real quick. I immediately dry it down with a paper towel after that. And then, depending on what I have, sometimes I'll use the Chisos balm that I have. I have a bunch of these that I got for Christmas, the Big 4 leather conditioner. And what I do is I'll pour it in like this little bitty bowl. I got a dedicated toothbrush. No, I don't use this one as well. And I scrub the boots with that Big 4 conditioner. And then I let it kind of sit for several hours. I might, in fact, it's late where I'm at right now. It'll be tomorrow morning. I'll go in and I'll kind of buff that out. Well, one thing that I've started doing with a lot of boots, I've actually really started like using this London Shine stuff. I'll come back afterwards and I got London Shine black boot, brown, and then I kind of like this neutral one to go over it. Kind of gives that one final little sheen, and then I'll buff it out kind of like how we used to do our old military boots back when you used to have to polish them. So I kind of use the same technique. I use the cotton ball, the water and all that, and kind of do a circular motion. And I've done some for my in-laws, or no, not my in-laws, my sister-in-law, my brother, and his mom here a couple weeks ago, and they turned out really good. So different technique I'm trying. I didn't see anything online where people said do that with the Chisos boots and stuff, but we're gonna see how it goes on here. So I'll kind of like fast forward this video real quick, kind of while I'm sitting here doing this, so you'll see what I'm doing with the white. All right, so I have done now the wipe off clean. We'll go ahead and get ready to stop here, and I'll kind of go through a little bit of what I do with the Big 4 on the boots. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back here, and I'm gonna show you kind of what I do a little bit with the Big 4. So I pour a nice amount of it into this because we're gonna be using it across a lot of boots. Let's see how that candle's doing too. Whew. Real close to being in Commanders. I'm telling you, I like that. My wife knows ain't nothing better than smelling like Boot Barn and Commanders up in the house. We make that joke because when we go out for anniversaries and stuff like that, we'll just go right in our first. She's like, she knows how much I like it. She's sitting on the couch right now, so I'm saying that with her. So, all right. So anyway, so I kind of dub this down in here, and I guess kind of scrub away at it. Some people say, why do you do it like this? To me, it just seems to get in every little area. Not to mention, I had actually watched some very good cobblers do it this way with a toothbrush. And I said, well, heck, you know, this is what they do for a living. I'll take a little bit of their technique. And I don't want anyone ever thinking it's like, oh, well, if I do all this, I never need to take it to a cobbler. I totally disagree with that. I am not a professional in the trade like they are. That is an amazing talent that they have, and they can do things to this boot I cannot do. And I do take my boots at least twice a year to a cobbler to have them do detail work, servicing, and that's how you're gonna get the most out of your boots. All I'm doing is stuff that I recommend that people do to their boots anyway, that helps them last longer. You shouldn't be not conditioning your boots until you go to the cobbler. You should be conditioning your boots, depending on how much you wear them and your weather climate. So I did learn that. So, you know, I'm in the Mississippi area, so it's very wet and humid here. So drying out of the boots, not as common, but like my family just moved out here from Arizona. Oh my goodness, when I was working on conditioning their boots, whoo, they were dry. And I've done some reading online. That's actually a very common thing out there because of their climate and environment. So you got to be a little more conditioned with it. And then you got to look out for, you know, how often are your boots getting rained on? How often are you an everyday wearer of the same boot? If that's so, your boots are really going to have a hard time lasting long because you're not giving any time for all the sweats and stuff to get out of your boot. Now, I do recommend this. I know a lot of y'all like to make little jokes, Mississippi people and stuff, but make sure you use a different toothbrush to do this than the one that you use in the mornings and afternoons, please. I mean, it probably won't be bad for you. I'm not gonna say, I don't know what the chemicals are in here or not, but we ain't trying to polish your teeth with a little Big 4, all right? So anyway, so y'all see kind of like the gist of what I'm doing with this. I'm hitting and I'm scrubbing down in those areas. Anywhere I get leather. Now, a place a lot of people forget, don't forget underneath, that's leather down there. Hit that stuff. Now I got a little protective thing here. If that's not there, scrub that whole thing. You want to condition that leather underneath there as well. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do the rest of these and kind of speed it up some. And then they're gonna sit there for the night. And I'll be back again tomorrow to buff them out, show you that, and then I'm gonna start putting some of the London shine on them as well for that. I am gonna, in fact, let me show you a little bit before I even do the work. So you see, I wear these brushed browns a lot. They're kind of skidded all up on the front. Not sure if that London polish is gonna fix that or not. Don't really care. I'm all about building the character on the boot. So anyway, so we'll just kind of fast forward through this and well, y'all will see me just in a few minutes. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all, and that's it. We have my Chisos boots all cleaned up, polished, ready to go with the first coat of Big 4 on them. I'll come back tomorrow after I let them kind of settle in overnight. We'll buff them out on here, and then we'll move on to a little London shine. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I always enjoy doing this, and I love the smell of my Sunday boots, leather and linen. Love it. So, hope y'all have a good one, and this will probably end up being like maybe a 2, maybe 3 part, we'll see. It just depends how much I go in between all of it. So, this will definitely be the first part of the Big 4 conditioning of Chisos boots. So, hope y'all enjoyed this. We will see y'all in part 2 of this that I will make sure that y'all get. I can't say it'll be linked below this because it hasn't been made yet, but we'll get it going as soon as I can. So, this is Anthony from the Hinkel Homestead, signing out.